Yes, sir? Okay, hi everyone. I am Mariano Gómez, and I'm gonna talk about the analysis of Mexican women decision-making power is in machine learning strategy. And I can,
Do you know the presenter?
no.
Oh.
Okay, we are gonna talk about gender violence. It was a subject that suggests my other partner who couldn't be here today, but uh, it's it's one relevant thing that we should talk more about, and that's why we chose this one. When we were doing the research and reading papers, we noticed that almost all of them were focused on the violence that the women suffer. I mean, or that they predict the which women could be experience domestic violence or spousal violence, and how many of the population of the city could be uh, suffering this violence too. But in these cases, all the focus is on the violence itself, and not so much in the woman itself. That's why we wanted to do the research for the power of decision making in women, and for future work we can even relate this both things, because if we can know how affect this woman this violence, but we know also how is their level in the decision making, we can do more things. That was why we chose these things. Well, we use the index, the called a woman's decision making power (EPD) by Castro and Kesiket. They proposed in 2008, and that they generate about with the results of a national survey that talk about the relationships, the women's in relationships, because one of the principles violence they suffer is sometimes with their sentimental partner, and that's why we focus this paper in those cases. So, well, the general objective employ machine learning techniques for classifying Mexican women's decision-making power. Uh, and this is our other specific objectives who came out when we are doing the work. Well, this is the flow chart of the development methodology we use. We have the database. I'm going to take about the database right now, but we are just watching the flow. We have the database. We apply the principal component analysis to this database to read the three principal components that we use to calculate the index, and that the proposal in the other paper. And when we just get a result, if this result is higher than 0.5, we say that the women have power of decision, and if it's lower, they have not, or it has less. And then we generate a database whose label, and then we paste to the classification where we have this database label. We normalize on the data, apply two different models to try to predict the results of the classification, and we compare the results. And that's basically we did. So the database is it's a survey applied to a woman between 15 years and older. And the database has total of 29,000 records, and it was obtained by the INEG in Mexico. They have 11 questions about where is their life in that relationship, and which decisions they can make, which they share with the mental partner, and with these 11 questions, after we transform with the principal components analysis, we get the factors that
Very sensitive.
yeah, I noticed that. But yeah. So when we apply the database, the principal component analysis, we get these three factors that was on the paper, and it told us about the decisions that women can make in their relationships, and with the equation that they propose with those three factors, we got the index that with this index, it's what we label the database, and then we pass to the algorithms. Well, when we saw the complete database, how is distributed this way. And for the classification models, we use two of them, the k-nearest neighbors algorithm and the random forest. We apply the value of 3K, and for the random forest, the V was 6. It was optimal that we do with a lot of our friends, and the exercise that we do. So this was the optimal scenario, because and sometimes it was get better with others, but it wasn't as good as it cost in time and those things. For the evaluation of these models, we use these indices for every each model we ran 31 times, and we get the results. We get the average of the confusion matrix, and also the mean of these 31 runs of each model, and the accuracy that they had the scenario. The mean they had in these 31 runs, and that was the results, and they were 90% of the accuracy, and all the indices were too high. True, this it was we thought it was because all the variables that are included to calculate the index are there, and when we apply this method, this algorithm, and something that this is already classified, but there are probably factors that we can know, or we can get into the exercise for whatever the reason. But in this case, we have, because the index is constructed about all these factors that they already know. We already know because of the survey. Is how this get with these values. And we applied some tests, so we can know which method was better, but there was no significant difference between the methods. So one conclusion was the exercise. The both methods are very good to classify the index for the women. And as I would say in the first, for future work was we could be how could we apply this with the related things, that the violence and the women that have those power decision, because we thought that the more free are the women, well, it could be better for them, for the violence they may suffer. Well, that was that's it.
If anyone have any question, please go ahead.
Yeah.
Do you think that your work can be generalized for minorities, for instance? You can ask exactly the same question for some minorities to see the power of their decision making.
Sorry, I can hear you very well.
Yeah. You focus on women because there is a problem, there's an issue clearly. But I mean, do you think that your work or your methodology can apply the same, for instance, to see the case of minorities in the population?
We didn't.
Vulnerable people, minorities, and so on.
The survey was diverse, so I mean we don't actually know these women, but we don't include that factor in the scenario. But it's an answer about how they are living in their relationships, and the survey is 29,000 women in Mexico. It will be interesting to apply this on other specific cases for see how it works and how different could be, but it just could be for a future work probably. Because
okay,
we are totally right, and it doesn't.
Yeah, the methodology. Thank you.
I have a question. So your data set contains almost 30,000 women, right?
Yes.
These are kind of equally distributed from Mexico, or is just from one city?
No, it's all of Mexico. I don't have all the methodology, but it's from the energy and explains how the methodology is armed, and we can share them with you if you want.
Yeah, no, because it's that simple question.
Yeah,
it's because if you can say if it's representative from the country actually, or is just a random result that you had, or you see my point?
Yeah, the methodology that INEGI used is try to be the representative of every state of the United States. Digo, Mexico, it was, yeah. It's almost all the research they do it focuses in that scenario, that all the Mexico it was represented in the survey.
Okay. Yep, there's another question there.
Yeah, another data set question. This is from 2016. So do you know if there's going to be another survey soon or something? Because if I remember correctly, violence increased in the last years against women, right? Here, extremely. So yeah, maybe there's different effects then, or it would be interesting to see.
The Indira database is used every 8 years. So
Okay.
it probably will be.
So it's regularly.
Yeah.
That's cool. Thanks.
I think there is a survey that is every 3 months or something like that, not? Or just in dire?
Just in there, there are a lot of surveys that
Yeah,
INEGI
because the
does.
violence, the INEGI, I don't know. The INEGI tried to make these surveys every 3 months. Maybe you can check because after the pandemic, the violence increased.
We can do the research too for that. Thank you.
We have a good timing, so if anyone has a chance to ask some questions, or we go to the next presentation.
I just have a more general question. It's just for curiosity about this kind of survey. This violence against women, do you distinguish or not? Not you, the surveys. Do they
Well-
distinguish between the violence by women or?
The survey is just women who are in a relationship. It's not difference between which is
Who's-
their partner. We will be women or but in this case, we try not to focus in the violence itself, but in the women that their decision power of in the relationship.
Okay, I see.
So that was then that's why there's no such the violence in the work, and so not the partner. It was only the women,
Okay,
and only how she felt in the relationship
okay,
they were.
I understand.
Thank you very much for all your questions.
Thank you.